Hello, my dear viewers. It is March 13th, our traditional review of events on the fronts of the Ukrainian war. I will not start with the non-Savdeyevo direction today, because the main top news and the main event of yesterday were not the battles at the front, but the battles, well, you could also call it battles at the front, on the border of the Belgorod and Kursk regions, from the territory of Ukraine, from where the enemy tried to carry out large-scale provocations, which happened in several places at once, including Tyotkino in the Kurov region and several places on the Belgorod border. And what I want to draw your attention to is, first of all, it is clear that this was a long-planned action. They have been preparing for this for many weeks. Our intelligence, judging by what was carried out not only yesterday, but the day before yesterday. Few people may connect these events, but these things are obvious. For instance, a strong artillery and aircraft assault, or better said, an unmanned assault on enemy positions in the Bogodukov area. The Akhtirsky district, the site of our unit's execution, was where dozens were extinguished enemy soldiers and up to 10 units of armor were abolished. This was also part of our special operation, a preventative strike on the forces who were gathering for provocations. Largely thanks to this, yesterday's events were a total disaster for the enemy. Everywhere along the entire front line, the enemy was not only repelled but was also severely defeated. This is very different from what was evident in 2023, for example, when, as you remember, these gangs, so-called legions, battalions, were able to penetrate Russian territory, sometimes very deeply, to execute terrorist acts and gain entry to the territory of populated places, terrorizing the local population. So yesterday, they clearly counted on doing the same. They even prepared leaflets to slander the Russian authorities about allegedly holding a referendum in Tyotkino and, I'm sure, in other populated areas of the Skoy region. They weren't able to pull any of this off. The defeat was so overwhelming that following lunch, all the Ukrainian propaganda channels that had been supporting this so-called operation since morning literally just shut down and switched to other events. In the end, the enemy suffered significant losses again, more than a dozen armored units, nearly 100 casualties alone. Meanwhile, our troops countered this with minimal losses, including the recruits, who also participated in repelling this attack and performed exceptionally well. But the enemy's weeks of preparatory activities ended in a catastrophic failure. They were anticipating anything but what they got. Instead, they didn't get any advantage or neutrality, they incurred a loss.